This episode is brought to you by Cologuard. If you recorded songs off the radio for a mixtape, it might be time to screen for colon cancer. The Cologuard test is non-invasive, requires no special prep or time off, and you start screening right from your home. It's just 3 simple steps. Set up, sample, and ship. If you're 45 or older and at average risk, ask your doctor about the Cologuard test. Available by prescription only. Learn more or request a prescription at Cologuard.com/podcast.
Excuse me! Taxi!
Come on, what are you doing? This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Mamdani, the first Muslim mayor of New York City. Folks, this goes beyond growing pains. This is just not working, and it's not going to work, and nothing is going to change for the better. Mamdani has the nerve, the audacity to claim now, this phony politician, that he was defending free speech by hosting divisive Mahmoud Khalil at Gracie Mansion, the former Columbia University grad student who became the early poster boy for President Trump's immigration ramp-up after he was detained by ICE for months. Remember, he was the leader of all of those ugly protests up at Columbia University where Jewish young people, Jewish students were afraid to go to class. And the mayor of this city invites him to Gracie Mansion, while the police officers that literally jumped over barricades and were standing literally near a bomb, the mayor did nothing to honor them. And adding insult to injury, the migrant who shoved 2 onto the New York City subway tracks. This guy had been deported 4 times, has a rap sheet of 15 arrests. 15 arrests. Now he's being charged with attempted murder, attempted assault, and reckless endangerment 2 days after he pushed 2 people, including an 83-year-old Air Force veteran, Richard Williams, onto the tracks at the Lexington Avenue 63rd Street station on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. 800-848-9222. Let's start with the situation in West Bloomfield, Michigan. For a while, Jewish organizations nationwide were told to go on lockdown.
All Jewish organizations to go into, quote, lockout protocol, I guess out of an abundance of caution, just in case somebody else were to be targeting a synagogue somewhere else, either in the state or somewhere else across the country.
And that was from Fox News. And the driver is confirmed dead. This also from the same report, Fox News.
All right, so just a little bulletin here, just to add to what was just reported now. I'm hearing from a senior law enforcement source that the person who was driving the vehicle, the alleged shooter, is reported to be dead. So we had the alert from the sheriff that the suspect was not in custody. I'm being told by a senior law enforcement official that the suspect is believed to be dead.
In a moment, you'll hear Mamdani's sorry excuse for why he had this divisive figure over for dinner at Gracie Mansion. He's only been the mayor for 3 months. And I'm not going to go on my tirade about another candidate that delivered this to us. But this is why we're in this situation. And that candidate won't say anything critical of Mamdani. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. I'm going to zip up on that topic. This from the Michigan sheriff, who says 0 injuries are reported, and again, except for the shooter.
Guys, can you say anything about any potential casualties, anyone hurt?
Nobody at the moment has been confirmed to be hurt. Except potentially the shooter.
Any ties potentially to terrorism with the president? That's
still way early to talk about. We have no idea because we don't even know who the person is at the moment.
Has that person been neutralized?
We don't have that person in custody.
So they're still on the run?
It's a work in progress. So that's why we're sheltering in place until we figure it out. It's a big facility with a lot of land around it. until that gets secured and everybody's comfortable that there's no active threat in that spot, stay away from it, shelter in place.
We're told there's a daycare school. Are all those kids out?
Yeah, everybody's been moved out of the school. We've got a ton of people here. As I said, West Bloomfield got on scene in a heartbeat. Everybody else came from everywhere. Actually, the chief and I have been communicating for almost 2 weeks. Every time I've gotten some intelligence from the national level, I've been sharing. We've been talking for 2 weeks about the potential, sadly, of this happening.
And so that's what the sheriff had to say prior to all the facts coming in, but still an ongoing situation in Michigan. Let's switch now, and we'll come back to that in a few minutes. Let's switch to New York City. And folks, you know, the luxury that I bring to the job is perspective, historical perspective. New York has had 2 African-American mayors, right? And now the city has its first Muslim mayor. There's no other way to say this. Why is Mamdani trying to throw his faith in our faces every chance he gets? The 2 black mayors of New York City, David Dinkins and Eric Adams, they didn't throw in our face the fact that they are African American every chance they get. So what did Mamdani do at the People's House, Gracie Mansion? This is how he started. Or maybe it was City Hall where he did this. I want to make sure I got this factually correct. But this is how he actually started Ramadan.
The reason that I love Ramadan so much is for everything else that it means, for the time of reflection, the time of focus, and really a time where you understand yourself as part of something larger than just as an individual. And even just having you all here today, even just sitting on the floor, the transformation of a space that I've only ever known in one way, frankly, it is a gift. And it's a real joy to have you all here.
And so that was the mayor at City Hall with all the praying rugs. They literally converted part of City Hall so that they can have a Muslim prayer. Now, okay, you had 2 black mayors. You have now a Muslim mayor. Why is it the black mayors didn't do things to greatly offend people? He's throwing this in our eye every chance he gets. And so now this phony politician is claiming that he's got the nerve, the cojones, to say he was defending free speech by hosting divisive Mahmoud Khalil at Gracie Mansion, right? He led all of those Columbia University protests. And why is he saying it now? We're starting to see a trend. He does the Muslim thing whatever he wants to do, and then he's forced to respond, but he doesn't change his behavior going forward. And we've got 3 more years and 7 months to deal with this guy. This is just not working. This is Mamdani today on why he had the nerve to bring this guy to break bread. And he still hasn't broke bread with the 2 hero police officers, but to bring this guy to Gracie Mansion.
As the mayor of New York City, I believe it is my responsibility to fight for the safety and for the rights of each and every New Yorker. Mahmoud Khalil is a New Yorker who 1 year prior to the iftar that we shared with him was returning from another iftar when he was detained by ICE agents, flown to Louisiana, and held in an ICE facility. And he was held there for months, and the only charge that was levied against him was the exercising of his First Amendment rights. And I have long maintained that he and any New Yorker should be able to exercise their First Amendment rights in this city without fear of the kind of punishment that was inflicted upon him. And it's a punishment that many of us have quantified in the days that he was held in an ICE facility and the fact that his case continues to be ongoing. But also in that moment, it was a punishment that I understood more personally, given the fact that he missed the birth of his first child. And I think that it is critical that every New Yorker know that I will stand up for their right to exercise their First Amendment rights.
And now I say to all of you, you honestly prefer that over Cuomo? You prefer that over Cuomo as your mayor? Look at what this guy is doing. Look at what he's turning this city into. Unapologetic.